Let me look at myself.
Your face is bad. I'm joking.
Yes.
Hi, I was born in Congo, raised in Kenya, and I like to think matured in Canada. But it sounds confusing, right? This is me just trying to figure it all out here on Cultural Mashup. My name is Yasser. Keep watching.
Hi guys, welcome to Cultural Mashup. My name is Yasser, and today, as you can see, I have a guest, and this is
Sadick Mawiya.
So Sadick is here to help you guys with your journey to Canada, to make it easier, just to answer a few questions that I had for you. That being said, if you have any questions for future people that we're going to be interviewing on the channel, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below, and also make sure you thumbs up this video and subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. But let's get into this. And the first question was basically his name, which we told us already. And the second question is, where did you immigrate from?
I immigrated from Ghana.
Okay, and why did you want to come to Canada?
Okay, Canada is my first destination. I have a list of countries I was contemplating on. So I was thinking of Australia, the United States, and Canada.
Yeah.
And then I did more research about job opportunities, the lifestyle, and the culture. So I ranked Canada on top of it. So I made Canada my choice. Like, a lot of job opportunities here, and the culture is very decent.
True.
So,
Decent.
Yeah, decent culture, really.
Okay,
I mean, based on people's experiences from all these three countries, I chose Canada.
Okay. Which immigration program did you use to come to Canada?
I used the express entry, which is meant ideally to last for 6 months. So it was like, that's how express it could be, 6 months.
Yeah, that's why it's called express.
Yeah. But it took me only 4 months because I had all my documents genuine and everything was in good shape. So if you have, some people, they use only 1 month.
Yeah, 1 month.
Yeah, people from the US especially, because it's very easy for them to verify their documents.
That's true.
Yeah. So for people from the US, it's 1 month. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I say, guys. Like, if you're thinking about applying to the program, before you even apply, just get all the documents ready, and it's just going to make the process so much easier. So you see, it took only 4 months for him to come to Canada, so it could take you less if you have all your documents ready.
Yeah.
Did you use a lawyer to immigrate, or did you do everything by yourself?
No, I applied by myself. I went through all the process by myself. It's all about the information which is available online. So I read a lot online, so I used these resources. And then I had a very in-depth idea of which document is needed. Yeah. So beginning my journey, I made all these documents ready. And then I made sure I omitted any mistakes which previous people who applied and failed did. Yeah. So you have to learn from other people's experience. So I make sure I never do the same mistakes in getting my documents. So if it's, for example, a police certificate, which is a requirement, you have to make sure you get in the certificate from the right police department, not the local but the government. So people go from the local and then they get denied. So for every requirement you have to go into detail, not only what is required but what mistakes other people did.
True.
This is very important.
Because it does take a long time for them to get back to you, and then you have to fix the mistake again, and then you reapply,
and then you pay money again. So just try to avoid mistake.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do like some basic documents that I think you need for most of the programs, so make sure you check that out. And I always make sure that I leave a place where you can basically go online on the government website and apply by yourself. So you can always go there. It's going to be in the description below. Click it, just go and see what you might need, see if you have them ready, and submit your application if you feel like you're ready. What were your first thoughts of Canada? Like, actually, had you been to Canada before?
No, I only been to the US before, but I had the Canadian visitor's visa, but I was very busy, so I couldn't come.
Okay, so what was your first thought of Canada?
Oh, okay, it wasn't a very, let me say, different expectation because I've lived in Europe before, so I have that European culture, and this kind of, the expectation wasn't very different. So to me, I didn't have too much culture shock. The weather was not shocking, the people weren't shocking, and I really prepared before coming, so there was not so much shock for me. But some people do have shocks.
Yeah. How do you prepare? Because that's like one. How do you prepare?
Preparation, it has to do with monetary wise.
Yeah.
Because it's very important. You are not guaranteed a job before you arrive
No,
here.
you're not.
So for your first, you need to plan in advance. You don't know when you're gonna get a job. It depends on the experience you have. So you have to plan in advance. You have to need to have the minimum balance that they require, the minimum fund requirement.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you come and you get stranded. So usually you have to be able to plan, let's say 6 months. In a worst case scenario, if I don't get a job, I can survive on my own.
Yeah.
This is very important. In this way too, when you come, you are very comfortable. You're not in rush to find a job. People who come without being prepared financially, they end up accepting any job for the start.
Yeah.
You know, so essentially you have to plan financially, which is very important.
And it reduces your stress levels, especially those people who are immigrating with their family. Like if you have your wife or your husband and kids, it's really stressful if you don't have your finances in order. So make sure you definitely plan that. Was there, the requirement, which I think is like what, $8,900 that you need to show?
Yeah, for Canadian dollars, it's about 12,800 Canadian dollars.
Was that? Do you think that's enough, or do you?
I think it's more than enough.
Yeah.
Actually, the Canadian government did this calculation based on you not finding a job within a year. So it's for you to survive for 12 months. But thinking that you'll be on minimum lifestyle.
Yeah. So come ready.
So you should come ready.
Okay, you're on a budget.
So if you're coming with this minimum requirement, you are safe.
You're safe.
Yeah.
Okay, but remember, you're coming here on a budget. So what's the difference? Actually, you said it wasn't really different. Like you're thinking, like what you thought Canada would be, and you experienced.
Yeah, my experience wasn't really different because I traveled to the US before. I had it's a similar culture and lifestyle, so I had like much more like an idea of what the environment is like, what the feeling is going to be like, and I live in Istanbul for 4 years, so the Western lifestyle or being away from home. I was used to it before coming here, so it's different for me.
It's funny how you say like there's no difference in culture between Canada and the US, and I had quite a bit of like sort of like cultural shock when I went to the US versus Canada. For me, I feel like the cultures are completely different. Do you find it easy to build life in Canada?
It depends on your preparation before coming here. Me, for instance, before I got my permit, I did a lot of research about my qualification, the type of qualification I have, and which province here in Canada is suitable for me. People just choose any province at all, thinking maybe some people think that, oh, I need to go to Toronto, it's a big city. But which qualification do you have? Because you have to remember that you are coming here based on an immigration process or immigration requirements. And this immigration requirement is based on workforce needed.
Definitely.
So each province has its own workforce shortage. Some provinces need more teachers, some need more accountants, some need laborers. So this is what you have to take into consideration. Otherwise, you're gonna find it very hard establishing yourself. So for me, after a lot of research, I found out that Vancouver is a major port city in Canada. So there is my background is in logistics, by the way, which has to do with shipping, container shipping, and all this stuff. So I found out that Vancouver is very suitable for me. And if I'm able to land here for the first start, it's going to be very easy for me to find a job, which I did. I found a job in my area of specialization in less than a month.
Wow, you see, this is what I say. There are jobs if you do your research properly, right?
So assuming I landed in Edmonton first, I don't think I'll find a logistics job in 1 month. So you have to do your research before.
Because I think everything going to Edmonton is moving from other places. So so that's actually one thing that I do say. Go at the provinces, look at the industry they have, look at the jobs they need, and look at your qualifications. I'm also going to leave in the description bar a place where you can get your qualification recertified in Canada in the different provinces. So if you want to look at that, I'm going to leave it linked down below in the description bar, and you can just click that and just see if you can get recertified for the same thing that you're doing in your home country in Canada, because that does help a lot when you have the same certification to work here in Canada. Is how did you find a place to live?
My first stay was in a hotel, so I stayed in a hotel for 1 week.
Okay.
And then, so during this week, each and every day, I move out and I go to different vicinities to look at the environment. Is this where I want to live? How much does accommodation cost over there?
Yeah.
So I set out like, maybe I see 3 different apartments each day, and then I evaluate the owner, the amount, the people I'm going to live with, because it's going to be a lifetime, maybe a lifelong, not very long, but some considerable amount of time, so you have to be sure of your movement.
Definitely.
So your first move ideally should be to find a motel or a hotel to stay. If you have a family, then you are lucky, it's good for you. If you don't, I think this is the right approach.
I definitely agree. Also try checking out rental websites before you even come here. Check out the rental websites and see how much rent is in different areas and see how much you can afford, so you can actually plan ahead before you actually come and you start looking. So if you're coming to BC, I'll leave Craigslist, and it works for most provinces as well. It shows you how much rent is in different areas, so you can just look and see how much you're paying for and what that looks like in the area that you're moving into. Okay, how is Canada different from Ghana?
Lots of differences. You know, Ghana is a developing country. Canada is a developed one. So you find a lot of differences in healthcare, in transportation, in education. So there's a lot of differences. But one thing that, because you're coming here as a skilled worker, I would emphasize that the work structure here is different from back home, wherever you are. In Canada, you work for every dollar you earn.
Yes.
So you work much more harder than being home. So for example, in my first week of experience at work, I nearly resigned because I had so much work to do in a day than I think should be expected from me. A lot of workload, but you know, since you earn the hard currency, you have to work hard.
No, it's true. And they actually, like, they really make you accountable, I find.
Punctuality, you should be very, very punctual, and you don't just sit idle, even if you don't have anything to do. Try to find something busy yourself to do work.
Because when you're idle, it means you need more work. So. Would you do something different? I mean, you sound like you're very prepared, like, for the whole coming to Canada. Would you do anything different?
No, there was no anything I did wrong, and I think I need to change. No, I'll just follow the same procedure. It was okay for me. I did a lot of research, and it was okay for me.
Research. I love research because I love. I like to do things by myself. Like, I don't want to rely on someone, so I like doing research. It really does help you. It saves you time, and it just makes everything so much easier. What advice would you give someone who's thinking of coming to Canada?
I think that you have to be very prepared, especially for your examinations that you take, like the IELTS. It's the most difficult thing starting, so you have to be very prepared. People spend money writing 3 times, 4 times. I think if you are very well prepared, I went for 1 sitting, so you have to be prepared on that, and your documentation is very important. Otherwise, you're gonna start the whole procedure again. Yeah,
and that takes a long time. How did you prepare for your exam?
Individually on my own, like it's an English test, and which they have a lot of resources online. So if you study it, it's easy to pass. It's not about you being a native English speaker or not. Even native English speakers could fail the test.
Yes.
The test is the test. You have to know what they require from you and then prepare based on that.
You know the funny thing, people actually, like, even when you go to high school here, if you are an immigrant, you still have to do that same test when you finish high school if you're going to apply to university. So it's not that hard. You can do it, but just do your own research and practice as much as you need to. By knowing everything that you know now, but you're like, I feel like this doesn't even apply to you, but knowing everything that you know now, would you still make the journey to come to Canada?
So far so good.
How long have you been here? That's what you're telling people.
I've been here for 6 months, and so far so good. I like the people around me, I like the friends, I like my job. Everything went smoothly. There was no something that I needed to do in haste. So I think I'll still make the choice to come to Canada, and I feel that it's the right choice.
That's perfect. That's perfect. It's been so awesome having you. So thanks for having you here. Thanks for answering all the questions. If you guys have more questions, like I said, just leave them in the comment section down below. And don't forget to thumbs up the video and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you for coming by Cultural Mashup. My name is Yasser and this is Sadick. Have a nice week. Bye.
Bye. All the best in your procedures.
Yay.